Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Randi Thompson joins us, the political consultant, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe-Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are joined by Randi Thompson, the political consultant and one of my good friends. Pleasure to have you back on the program.
Nice to be here. It's been a while. But,
yeah, it's been a shame that we did the whole show 15 minutes before we actually started
Dave
taping.
wasn't rolling. We've just been chatting about everything. So now we're done. Thank you for watching today. Yeah.
All right. Serious stuff. Alexis Hill running against Aaron Ford for governor in the primary. That's an interesting race.
If I were a Democrat, I'd vote for her. Much more so than Aaron Ford. So, yeah, I think Alexis has been an excellent county commissioner. She's one of those Democrats that while she's true to her principles, she's also willing to talk to across the line to others to really find compromise. And she's been, as you know, I'm on the Sky Tavern board, and she's been so supportive of Sky Tavern. She's just been a great person to work with. She answers her phones. She just is responsive. I'm really impressed with her.
And she certainly is one that does a lot of media. And we're looking forward to having Attorney General Ford on the program as well. We have been inviting him, and hopefully he will come on soon.
Okay.
How much money do you think is going to end up being in that race alone, let alone in the general?
Well, I would think, it's going to be expensive no matter what. Every race is expensive these days. But I don't know. I mean, I can't even remember what we spent on the last one. What was it?
Well, here's a number.
20 million or something ridiculous? I can't remember now.
So I remember talking to these major political campaigns in D.C. after the Steve Sisolak last governor's run. And he had spent $15 million. And I said to them, boy, that kind of surprised me that he spent that much money. And they started laughing and they said, Sam, in Nevada, $15 million in a governor's race is nothing.
Yeah. So there you go.
Stunning.
Yeah. Well, look at our Senate race last year. Wasn't it close to 100 million? Yes. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yes.
Really, for 3 million people, of which maybe 1/3 of them are voters, you're reaching 1 million people with how many millions of dollars? So it's pretty crazy.
If Senator Reid were alive, you think he would have cleared the field?
Oh, I think he would have. He was always very good at that. He doesn't like he didn't like the infighting, and he was very good at picking, Catherine Cortez Masto. I mean, just he picks really good people that are going to win.
And is this going to end up bruising the Attorney General before if he makes it through the primary, then he's got to go up against the governor, Lombardo. Will he be too bruised at the end of it?
Depends on how tough she's going to be. He's got a lot of baggage.
She used the words PO'd in our interview.
Okay, very good. That's a good place to start. You need to start from a point of frustration or passion when you're running for office. If you don't have one of those, then you're not going to do it. And I'm glad to see she's frustrated with him.
Yeah, she spent 19 minutes being very frustrated.
Okay.
And getting
I look
that
forward to watching this interview now.
getting that message out there.
Yeah.
Kathleen Taylor announced, as we're taping this yesterday, for mayor of Reno. I hate to say this, but I'm very familiar with the mayor of Reno, Hillary Sheevy. Not really that familiar with many of the people on the Reno City Council.
Right.
So is that a tough one coming out of the box?
Well, Kathleen and I briefly worked together at Amplify Relations. She has come up from, I remember when she was working at Granite, she understands infrastructure, she understands construction, she understands the workings of Reno that I think a lot of that former mayors really haven't. I think it really does matter to understand how city works. But I think Kathleen's got the intelligence, and I think she will definitely get the funding. I think she's so well known in the development community and in the construction industry, which really is what focuses on city council races. But she has the ideas. She's got some great ideas on streamlining government to make it more efficient so that we can make housing more affordable. I mean, what is it? It's like $60,000 of every house is just the fees and permits to build a house. We have got to get that in line. People always say development never pays for itself. No, it doesn't. But it's the after effect of when you build that house and then people come in and they live there and they get the property tax, they get the sales tax. It's that engine that starts it. So I think she knows construction. I think she knows this city, and that she's a listener. I've really noticed her on the council. I think she's a listener. I think she's going to find solutions that people just there's been so much bickering on that board. It's been so dysfunctional for so long. I think she's brought some sanity to it.
One of the things she talked about was the $25 million deficit that we're facing, and potentially another $75 million down the road. Is that a good campaign strategy of talking about the trouble we're in and what we're going to have to cut?
Not really, because voters don't really care about that. Voters can't recognize that there's a big issue with C-tax. Not that everybody watching the show knows what C-tax is, but it's consolidated.
Yeah.
Well, it's the consolidated taxes that cities and counties collect, and it goes up to the state and it comes back down. Why, I don't know, but that's beyond my paycheck. But we're sending up more money than we're getting back, kind of like what we do to the federal government. So it's kind of similar to the federal government, too. So we're not getting our fair share, at least we're saying. What's interesting, Brian Bonifant just ran some numbers on...
From the University of Nevada.
From the University of Nevada. Incredible. He's not an economist, but he gets to those issues. And he looked at the consolidated tax through May of this year, so almost the whole fiscal year. And Las Vegas is down, I think, 0.2%. Washoe County is up 3.5%. And the state is up 0.5%. Brian says he's never seen that before, where even though Vegas is down, the rest of the state is up. So to me, that shows that, one, the state is kind of building outside of Vegas, which is good. I mean, we can't, as Vegas goes, so goes the Nevada economy. We've been so stuck on that we need to get away from that. We need to get away from them as funding our state, I think. But this is a great example of how the rest of the state is actually carrying its own weight now.
And I think it's going to be doing more of that in the coming years when you look at all the projects that are already here and coming.
Oh, you get the lithium mines going in rural Nevada? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be huge.
Battery recycling with Redwood.
And Aqua Metals, they're already doing it too in Sparks.
Right. And I was talking to a dealership the other day about the cost of replacing battery cells. once your warranty is gone. And in one particular car, it was $57,000.
Oh my gosh. I was thinking 25. Okay. Wow.
It's a lot of money.
That's when you just give the car back.
Right. Well,
Here, recycle my whole car.
well, and the discussion was, but you've got a really long warranty period, and by the time we get to that point, the cost will have come down. But still, the number is still a shocker.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break. You've got a list of things to talk about. Let's get
Okay.
get to your list right after this timeout.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with the political consultant, Randi Thompson. And Randi is going to be hosting the show a couple of times while I'm gone. And so you brought a list with you already. So what you got?
Well, no, I was just in preparation for this. I was just kind of getting some of the statistic stuff. And, we're watching what's happening on Wall Street. And I can't tell you what a disconnect there is between Wall Street and Main Street right now. So I just read yesterday that another Italian bistro, another chain of Italian restaurants, is filing for bankruptcy. And this is the fourth Italian bankruptcy or fourth Italian chain that's filed for bankruptcy in this year. And that's just one segment of, restaurants. Unless you own a Dutch Brothers, everybody else is suffering in this city. I know, we own a small business. We have that prenatal imaging center in Reno, 3D Keepsake Imaging. Sorry, shameless plug.
Absolutely.
But we have seen such a drop-off in business, mostly because of the economy. So I think people keep saying about how great things are, and, tariffs are trickling down. Yeah, the price of gas is down, the price of eggs down. And believe me, I like a lot of the Trump policies, but we really have a disconnect in our thinking that, if Wall Street's doing great, Main Street's doing great, and it's just not. So we have a lot of job openings in Nevada that aren't being filled, and we just have a lot of small businesses that need your support. Go shop local. I just can't understand how people don't always understand. It's so much easier to get something from Amazon than it is to go down to the Little Red Wagon at South Creek Plaza and buy an adorable child's outfit in person. So.
All right. Well, the other side of that coin is that there's a lot of locally not owned, but Amazon drivers, for example, people who work at Amazon factories.
Oh, yeah. We're keeping them busy, no doubt.
Yeah.
But what makes a community unique is its small businesses.
Well, that's true. But then, could we please stop opening up a Starbucks on every corner?
That would be nice.
But
those are at least locally, managed.
Well, but,
the corporate profits are gone. Yeah.
You were making the same point. But here's the other thing. Look, let's be realistic here. For years, government has been spending all this money. And we've seen all kinds of rules and regulations about how much to pay people, raising minimum wages and all these other kinds of things, and the borrowing that has gone on at every level of government. Well, it's coming home to roost. You go out to lunch now and you're looking at $60.
Yeah.
McDonald's is fighting with their franchisees because they want to lower the cost of eating McDonald's, and the franchisees are saying, hey, we can't do it. And so McDonald's is now offering to pay them to lower the prices to be able to get people coming in through the door. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But this, the cost of your food at the grocery store is probably up somewhere around 50% over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason that you're seeing a slowdown, is because we're finally catching up to all this overspending that we've seen. And nobody is stopping it. Republicans have always been the party of conservatism, especially fiscal conservatism. Not anymore. Mm-hmm. Everybody's fighting to spend more money that we don't have.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the, like you just talked about, the government regulations, when California implemented the $20 an hour minimum wage, 18,000 jobs were lost just at fast food restaurants because of that. So when government does an action, understand there's a reaction, and Nevada's no different. I mean, our minimum wage is now $11, $11.25, something like that. I mean, that hurts us. I mean, try to open a small business and pay somebody I've literally hired girls that are in college, like TMCC, and I'm having to pay them $18, $19 an hour. When I was that age, I was getting, well, of course, that was a century ago, literally. But I mean, we could pay them $11, $12, $13 an hour. Now you can't. So the way government has raised wages, it just puts the onus on small businesses like me. And what else do I have to do? I increase cost to the customer.
Right. But I mean, $36 trillion of debt is finding its way. Harry Reid on this show several years ago said to me, we have passed the tipping point with the debt. Mm-hmm. I think what we're seeing now is the results of that.
Yeah.
And, the changes that we've seen in Nevada, why does Nevada have the highest unemployment rate in the nation? It's because automation has taken over many of the functions because the businesses learned this during COVID, that they had to get by with less workers. And now the money's dropping to the bottom line.
Yep. And now with AI and robotics coming in, you're going to see even more of a shift. Las Vegas is the most vulnerable economy to automation.
Why?
And because of the service industry. I mean, you can come in, okay, you can't make a robot make a bed, but a robot can come in and vacuum well, eventually, I guess they can. But I mean, a robot can come in and clean the floors and spray the walls. And we've already seen robotics coming in and doing housekeeping. You're seeing robotics doing bartending. I mean, I can't say it's ideal. You're seeing robotics doing, game dealers. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of just service industry. But it's the fast food where you go in now to McDonald's and you push a board and somebody's out there preparing, but somebody else could be a robotic preparing the hamburgers. So
yes, and it depends where that goes. But you know what? We've seen over 100 years ago that when you displace people from one thing, they end up getting jobs in other places.
Right.
It's not that those all jobs disappear.
Right.
It's just they morph into different things, and we just haven't seen that morphing process yet, or at least we haven't become aware of it yet. Mm-hmm. But that debt is huge.
It is.
And it's being paid, and it's going to cut into everything else. One of the things that I think, and we're going to D.C. here in the next week to interview the delegation, and one of the questions I'm going to ask is, for years, people were talking about comprehensive immigration reform, and it's never worked. I mean, it hasn't worked since 1986. Well, everybody said you couldn't close the border. Well, and there are exceptions, but for the most part, the southern border appears to be closed. Mm-hmm. Where is Congress with an immigration reform bill, not a comprehensive bill, a bill saying, okay, let's streamline the process of bringing people here because we need people for Social Security and Medicare and all these other benefits. You need umpteen workers working for everybody who's on these systems. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But have you heard a peep out of anybody in Congress?
No, I actually just did an article for Chuck Muth's thing, Nevada News and Views, on the declining birth rates. That is, and Brian Bonifant, again, UNR's Brian Bonifant, has been saying for a couple of years now, Washoe County school systems, UNR, watch these trends, because as declining birth rates go, so goes everything, but including college enrollment. We just opened up a brand new building at UNR, and yet are we going to have enough students in the pipeline over the next 10, 20, 30 years to justify a new building? So we need to be looking at the declining birth rates. And, the president tried to incentivize people to give them $1,000 for college, which is great. But we as a society are going, I don't want to have any kids, or I'm going to wait longer. We need immigration, and we need them legalized to support America's economy.
Well, a pathway that makes sense so that we don't bring in the criminals, but we bring in the gazillions of legitimate people who want to come to this country that are the strength of this country.
No, we need them.
Yeah, we do. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm Attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Randi Thompson, the political consultant. Tell me about the numbers you got in front of you.
Well, yeah, so Nevada is ranked 4th for people in financial distress. So that includes people with credit card accounts in distress, significant increases in bankruptcy filings. Now, again, these numbers are kind of skewed because we're such a small state, 3 million. I think Florida and Texas were, in like 1 and 2. And it's just, I think that you talked about the federal government overspending. We kind of got used to that COVID cash, and I think we've been continuing to overspend. So I think we all need to be talking about how we need to grow this economy, increase wages so that we can kind of get out of this. I think just since COVID, we've just been in a different mindset, and we've added $2-3 trillion to the debt during the COVID times.
Yes.
So the government on down to the basic households it was such a paradigm shift. And I think this is going to be interesting to study in years to come, how COVID was such a paradigm shift for consumer behavior, for spending. But I'm just concerned that people are not being as cautious as they should be about where they're spending their money.
Well, the other thing that's really scary is that the average credit card rate is between 25 and 30%. In some cases, even higher than that.
Yeah.
And I was shocked to be in a Nevada State Bank the other day, and they had a 14% credit card, and I thought, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in a very long time. That's still a lot of money.
It is still a lot, yeah. So it does, and it's a spiraling effect, yeah.
And so it's the people's responsibility, and I'm glad that on your credit card statement it says, if you pay the minimum, this is how long it takes you to pay it off. If you pay this, it's how long it takes you to pay it off. At least you have something you can look at and go, okay, I know I screwed myself.
Yeah.
But it ain't a good thing.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So
Financial literacy, we need to be teaching that more in college and high school. So.
You know what, though? But that goes out the window. The minute you get your first credit card, they should always give you the credit, the lowest limit credit card. I remember my first credit card was $300. And the guy who gave it to me said, do not spend this and pay it off every month. And of course, I spent it to the max, and then I was in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is any different with that.
No,
and it's just lessons you have to learn.
Yeah.
But the banks are making a lot of money.
Yeah, they are. Their stocks are doing well right now.
Right, but do you see bankruptcies ahead?
Oh, I do.
For the
definitely.
banks?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm concerned about is not for banks. No, too big to fail. Come on, government will do them. But no, I'm just concerned about people and Nevadans and small business owners who are just stretched to the limits, and our government officials just don't get it. They keep putting more on small businesses, and we're going to just continue to see this decline.
Well, I agree with you. But a part of this, don't you feel, is emotional as well? That it's like the stock market, that people think that business is not going well, and so therefore it just spirals out.
Well, you've got that right now in Las Vegas. Everyone keeps saying Las Vegas is dead.
Oh, it's...
come on. I don't think, 12% decline in visitation is big, but actually they had gaming wins this year. I think it was this month. I think it was Baccarat that, was sustaining the Strip.
Yeah.
So, I think you're right. It's a little overblown sometimes. Yeah.
Somebody wrote me yesterday and said, isn't it scary that Baccarat is what's saving the state? And it's like, yes.
But was it you or was it Ty Cobb that was always on Baccarat? I think it was Ty. Yeah.
Well, I think both of us.
Yeah, both of you guys were always talking about Baccarat. Yeah.
Yeah, because they put it in the budget. Yeah. And it's one of those things that can really go up or really go down.
Yeah.
And so to put it in the budget, but they always do.
Yeah.
Randi Thompson, love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam.
Always a pleasure. And we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Rev it up during the $250,000 Cash and Wheels Guaranteed giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Thousands in cash and free play every Thursday and Saturday. Drive away with a 2025 Ford Bronco or $45,000 guaranteed. Rev it up at the Carson Valley Inn.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food. It's a good time to eat. Over 500 hot slots plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times are Tamarack.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can always watch our shows anytime on the website at nevadanewsmakers.com or the podcast. We have audio and video podcasts from all your favorite podcast locations and YouTube. Find us everywhere. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks for watching.